There's a moment, a flicker, a single micro-expression you're not supposed to see. It flashes across their face when they think no one's looking. The lift of a brow, the tightening of a jaw, the way their pupils shift. In that moment, if you're like most people, you miss it. You keep talking. You take their words at face value. You assume they're saying what they mean. But the ones who win in life, in deals, in relationships, in negotiations, they don't listen to words. They read people, and they read them instantly because they know the brutal truth. Words lie. Bodies don't. Let's get one thing clear. Reading someone isn't about being psychic. It's about seeing what's already there, but hidden in plain sight. It's about training your perception so deeply that a single glance gives you more intel than a 20-minute conversation. Most people focus on the message. The Machiavellian operator watches the messenger. He listens to tone, watches posture, tracks blink rate, studies hand movements. He knows every human leaks truth. You just have to know where to look. Here's the first law of reading people. Their mouth speaks their mask. Their body speaks their reality. When someone says, "I'm fine," but their shoulders are raised, their lips pressed thin, their feet angled toward the exit, they're not fine. When someone says, "I'm listening," but their eyes flick to the door every few seconds, they're not listening. When someone laughs too loudly at a joke they didn't find funny, they're not amused. They're seeking approval. These are not guesses. These are patterns. And once you learn them, you see through people like glass. Most people think body language is about big, obvious gestures. Arms crossed means defensive. Looking away means lying. That's amateur hour. The real tells are micro, tiny flashes of emotion in the eyes. The half-second lip curl, the dilation of pupils when excited or fearful, the way someone inhales before they speak, a blink rate that accelerates during certain questions. Those are the fingerprints of their state of mind. And once you know what to look for, you can call their bluff before they even open their mouth. Let's go deeper. Every person has a baseline, their normal way of sitting, standing, speaking, gesturing. Without the baseline, you can't read deviations. And it's the deviations that matter. That's where the truth hides. Someone leans back normally, but suddenly leans forward when you mention a name. Someone usually speaks fast, but slows down when lying. Someone's hands are always still, but start fidgeting when you ask about money. That's the moment you've hit something real. That's where the truth leaks. Here's the second law. Words are content. Body language is context, and context always wins. A liar's words will be flawless, rehearsed, but their body will betray hesitation, incongruence, delayed gestures. The lips say yes. The head subtly shakes no. The voice says, "I'm confident." The shoulders droop with insecurity. The amateur listens to the script. The operator watches the film. Most people defend themselves with explanations. The Machiavellian never needs to defend. He observes. Because reading people isn't about reacting. It's about controlling the frame. When you know what someone feels before they know it, you can steer the conversation, control the tempo, decide the outcome. This isn't manipulation. It's perception turned into power. Here's the third law. People telegraph their intentions before they act. A salesman about to pitch will subtly angle his body toward you, inhale, and square his shoulders. A person about to argue will plant their feet and tense their jaw. A person about to confess will break eye contact, swallow hard, and their voice will dip. The average person sees none of it. You will. And when you do, you'll always be 3 moves ahead. That's not guessing. That's psychological chess. You walk into a room, everyone's talking. One person's smile doesn't reach their eyes. Another's handshake lingers half a second too long. Another's tone drops when you mention a project. Most people chalk it up to quirks. You see it as data, because that's what it is. People are data sets. Their expressions, movements, and silences are all signals. And the one who reads the signals writes the script. Let's make it tactical. 3 tools to read anyone instantly. First, eyes. Pupils dilate when interested, contract when disinterested. Rapid blinking equals stress. Long stares equal dominance. Darting eyes equal escape. Second, feet. People's feet point to where they want to be. Talking to someone whose feet are angled away? They're already leaving. Feet planted and facing you? You have their full attention. Third, the voice. Speed up means excitement or panic. Slow down means calculation or doubt. Pitch rises under stress. Pitch drops under confidence. Listen to the music, not the lyrics. Here's the coldest move of all. Don't just read people. Make them reveal themselves. Ask a question, then stay silent. Don't fill the space. Watch their micro expressions in the pause. Most people can fake their words. Very few can fake their silence. That's where truth spills out. They shift in their chair. They swallow. They glance at someone else. They start talking again to fill the quiet. Every second they're talking, you're collecting data. This is how power flips. People think you're just listening. In reality, you're scanning. You're indexing their tells, building a map of their intentions, and by the time they're done, you know what they're going to do next. That's not guessing. That's psychological chess. In business, this is lethal. In relationships, it's transformative. Someone says they're happy, but their tone cracks. Someone says they support you, but their eyes narrow. Someone says they're done, but their feet stay planted. You don't argue, you don't explain, you already know. And because you know, you choose your move calmly, precisely. You're no longer reacting to their words, you're responding to their truth. Here's the paradox. The more you try to look for lies, the more you'll miss them. The key isn't suspicion, it's stillness. You can't read a ripple if you're thrashing in the water. Train your eyes to slow down. Train your mind to stop jumping to conclusions. Watch, note, compare to baseline, only then move. The one who waits sees everything. And finally, the aura. Reading people isn't just about decoding them. It's about what happens when they realize you can. When someone knows you see through them, they change. They grow cautious. They become careful. They start telling you more truth than they tell anyone else. Not because you asked, but because your presence demands it. That's when you stop being a reader and start being a force. Most people think power is about talking. The real power is in perceiving. In a world of noise, the one who sees clearly, silently, instantly, controls the game. That's how you read anyone. Not slowly, instantly, without them ever realizing you did.